Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This is Rainbow Tarot UK here. A big warm welcome and thank you if you're a returning viewer and also if you've recently subscribed. I really appreciate that, thank you. And if you're new, then welcome. Yeah, it's great to have new people connected into my videos and my readings. So today's reading is a no contact situation between you and your person. That's your, romantically, that person. What would they like to say to you? What would they like to tell you if they could? So as usual, we've got three piles. Pile 1, the little blue stone, pile 2, the little green stone, and pile 3 with the red stone. So as usual, take your time, use your intuition to pick the pile that is right for you, and I'll see you in your reading. Bye for now. Hi pile number one, and welcome back to your reading. So you chose this lovely little blue stone and these cards, which I've got here in front of me now. I've pre-shuffled them, I've meditated on them, and this is what has come out. So as I lay out the card, if you feel like you want to subscribe to the channel, that'd be fantastic, because it helps the channel to grow. It helps me, or enables me, to be able to carry on doing these videos and getting the messages and the readings out there. So please do subscribe if particularly you enjoy the reading. And just to say, as I'm laying out the cards, it is a general reading. Just take what resonates, take what feels right, and then leave the rest behind. If you're not happy with it, you don't have to accept anything you're not happy with. Okay, let's get straight to the reading. So, no contact with your person, your romantic person. What would they say to you? What would they tell you if they were in a position to? So let's get your cards. So the first one we've got, is attraction. I don't know if you can see that. So attraction. And it says you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So I think what they're thinking and what they'd like to say to you is that I'm still very much attracted to you, and maybe I've got a lot of memories about you that I'm thinking of, because this woman, if you see this woman, she's smelling this rose and she's just really enjoying that, isn't she? She's really kind of in raptures about that, and I just feel like your person will be saying to you, I really have a lot of strong memory and feeling about you, and you actually really touch my senses. Actually, it feels like this card is very sensual, so I would say that they're probably are missing that aspect of the relationship, the sort of physical, sensual side of it, and they kind of want that back, and that's probably what they would say to you. I really miss you. Maybe specifically the physical side of our relationship, and I just want to let you know that, and I'm still very much attracted to you. So let's see what the next one is. So here we have this heart, and it says, when you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you have shared with those you love. So I'm missing you. I think that's what they're saying I'm missing you. I'm thinking back to all the times that we shared together. I have beautiful memories, a bit like what this card was saying as well. I'm thinking back to those memories, I'm thinking back to those times, and actually I'm realizing that those times we shared, or our relationship was important, was really, really important to me, and maybe I'm thinking I should have valued that more. Maybe there's something like that. But let's have a look at the cards. But certainly I think your person would tell you right now that they are missing you, that they are missing the relationship, the memories, the things that you did together, but also the physical side of the relationship, the sensual, the passionate side of the relationship. I think that's what we're picking up here. Let's have a look at the next one. The fox. Okay, so they also want to tell you, I think, that they recognise and realise now that you are very smart and savvy, and that maybe you were the smart one in the relationship, just in terms of how you managed or dealt with the relationship, and that maybe they're beginning to properly realise that now, because you're not around them all the time. So again, maybe I'm kind of getting a feeling this just with these cards so far, that this person is regretting maybe taking you for granted a little bit. That's kind of what I'm picking up, what I'm feeling. Also fox, I mean, you know, I'm getting the word foxy really. So again, it kind of goes with these two. I do feel that they are thinking back to, you know, you physically really, and the fact that you are attractive and very attracted to them, and also quite sexy maybe as well. So foxy, sexy, that kind of feeling, but very intelligent and smart, and you probably handled and managed yourself in a very smart way in the relationship, which they maybe didn't appreciate at the time, but they do now in retrospect. Of course, hindsight's a wonderful thing. They appreciate you now, they appreciate that aspect of you now. Maybe they're also, because a fox also has connotations, doesn't it, of being a bit of a trickster, being a bit crafty. So maybe they're regretting in some way if they behaved if you know, this is relevant for you, they behaved in some sort of crafty or deceitful way. They are recognising and realising that that probably wasn't the best way to behave, and that they are regretting that now. But you, because the other side of the fox is smart and savvy, but you were the kind of smart, savvy one in the relationship, and maybe they were the sort of you know, the one that wasn't particularly honest, or a bit tricky, or maybe a little bit devious in some ways, and they're regretting that. Okay, so let's see the next one. All is connected. All is connected. I think this card, so I think what they want to say is they still feel, obviously from the other cards as well, that they still feel a strong connection to you. They're still very drawn to you, but at the same time, they are realising, or they are not blind to the fact that they may have to release you, that they may have to go. You may have already moved on, or they may feel that you have already moved on. But if you can see this card, everything is blowing away, isn't it? So everything is being released, but in the middle you've got this spider here that's connecting it all still with its web. So maybe that's them, they're the spider, and they're trying to hang on. And what they're saying is that I know that we might have gone down this far down the road in terms of separating or releasing, but I'm still trying to hang on. I'm still trying to hold on to those memories even, or just those times that we shared together. That is still something that I would like to keep on, because this person here is releasing. So I feel like they think you are releasing them, you are letting them go, but they're still trying to hang on, they're still trying to hold on. And also it's like they're still trying to lure you back. So maybe with this person, you know, they are trying to lure you back in some way, or they're thinking maybe of ways to try and lure you back, bring you back. And that's what they would maybe try to say to you, that they would, you know, they're thinking, they're, you know, to not, I think what maybe they're saying is don't give up, because I'm trying my best to try and think of ways to bring you back to me. Yeah, because I still feel this strong connection to you. Let's have a look at your tarot. So you have Death. Okay, so I think what they're saying here is, you know, on one level this situation may feel like it's done, it's, you know, it's over. But in actual fact, what I'm looking for is transformation, change. I want to be able to change. And also it's interesting because I've placed it next to the fox, so it's that kind of idea of maybe them not being that great in the relationship, or that reliable, or a little bit behaving in a little bit of a underhand or dishonest way, and they want to transform and change that. And also with this particular depiction of death, you know, this white rose, the white rose of hope, I guess, is quite prominent in the image, isn't it? So I'm just feeling like they would, if they could, they would say, you know, like, I have a lot of hope for us to maybe to begin again, to transform, to change again. That's what I really want. Okay, let's see what the next one is. Two of Wands. But I recognise that, you know, you may not want that, and that you know, it's a choice. It's a choice for you. It's a choice for both of us. And that there's a lot of weighing up to be done. So I know that maybe I've done things, or things have happened in the past. And it's not just a simple case of saying, okay, yeah, let's get back together because you've got all these feelings. There is a choice, you know, there are choices and things that need to be weighed up really and assessed. And what they're saying is, if they could, they're saying, I kind of get that, but I'm willing to wait. I think this is what here, because this is card of not only of choices, but a kind of waiting card. They're waiting, they're looking out, they're waiting, they're looking at, and they're wondering, you know, but yeah, waiting in some way, waiting to see if this is a possibility. So that's kind of what they would say. I'm willing to wait. I know I need to change. I know the relationship needs to change. I know there's a lot that we need to work out. I get that feeling that they would say there's a lot that we need to work out, but you know, I would like to be able to try. The Empress. I see you as an extremely beautiful, caring person. You may even be the mother of my children. We may share that kind of deep bond, a family bond. Excuse me. I see you as someone that is very, very desirable still to me. Somebody that brings, just brings a lot of life and love and happiness into my life. And maybe, again, I think there's again, as well with the Death card, there's a strong sense of regret. I regret deeply that I let you go. I definitely realise the value in you, that you are this sort of gorgeous, this gorgeous person that I didn't properly appreciate. But I know that you value yourself, and that this time around, if we do come back together, I need to step up, really, to be back with you, because you are, you know your own worth now. You know your own worth, and I know that you know your own worth, and that you're not going to put up with any behaviour that isn't going to reflect back to you your own worth. And I would like to be able to give that to you. And also, if we did get back together, I'd like to maybe, you know, to have a long-term, long-standing relationship with you, where we can create lots of wonderful things together, which may or may not involve children if you do or don't have them at this present time. Okay, let's see the next one. Four of Pentacles. I really am holding on to you. I'm still this spider. I'm still holding on to you. I still want to hold on tight. Maybe before I wasn't interested I didn't give enough to the relationship. I was too focused on other things like my career, my work. Everything else maybe seemed more important rather than the actual relationship. But I'm wanting to hold on to now all that we had. But I recognise maybe that you possibly don't feel the same way, or that you are now not interested in that. But I'm holding on to the hope that we might get back together again, and I want to be able to show you that I can hold on to you this time round. I want to be able to show you that I can hold on to you and hold on to us this time round, and also provide. I think there's a sense of wanting to be able to provide here. Maybe they didn't do that in the past, didn't provide, you know, all the practical things, or didn't do their bit in the relationship to do, you know, all the everyday bits of the relationship. Maybe they didn't do that. Or maybe they did too much of that, and they didn't actually give you much of themselves in terms of their emotions and their feelings. And now they want to change that. They want to be different. The Sun. You are happiness and sunshine and everything to me. You embody everything hopeful and wonderful and blissful. And I maybe was a bit of a fool. If I messed up, I was a bit of a fool, and I have regrets about that, because actually, and also again, you know, maybe you have a family with this person, maybe there are children involved in this situation, but I, want to get back to that feeling of, sunshine. I want to get back to that feeling of happiness that I think that we shared, but I know that I might have to wait for that I might have to prove that I can be the better person, better than I was before, to get to that point. Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. Now I know, or I'm feeling so out in the cold. I'm feeling so out in the cold and lonely right now, and feeling alone. I feel really sad and sorry for myself. I desperately want to be able to, get back on track. Maybe I'm just a bit low in spirits, maybe I'm down on my luck, and that is making me hark back to our relationship and all the things that were wonderful about our relationship, which maybe I didn't appreciate or value at the time, but now I'm really thinking back to those moments that we shared, and that I'm hoping that we might be able to get back. But I recognise that for you might have moved on. You may have moved on and may no longer want me, or may no longer be interested in me, because you're in a different situation now. Maybe you're with somebody else, maybe you've connected with somebody else, maybe you have a whole future now with somebody else. But I am feeling so out in the cold and upset and alone, and I'm hoping that you will allow us to maybe work on getting back to our place of sunshine, or maybe you're going to allow us to build a new relationship that's based on this happiness, this sunshine that perhaps we maybe didn't have before, or and that maybe it wasn't as great before, first time round, because of mistakes that were made by them, and maybe they would, they'd like to say, I want to come back and I want to try again. But I recognise if that you don't want that, I recognise that, I'll accept that, but it's gonna really it's gonna leave its mark on me, because I really still care very much about you, and I still feel there's a lot of things in our relationship worth salvaging. Okay, pile number one, that has been your reading. That is what your person would say to you if they could. I hope that you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do press the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number two, welcome back to your reading. So you chose this little green stone, and this pile of cards. So just to say, as this is a general reading, as usual, just take what resonates with you. And also, as I lay out the cards, if you feel you want to subscribe to the channel, then please do, because it just means that the channel can grow. I can do more, have the time to do more of these readings, and get messages out there to you. So please do subscribe, and yeah, just take whatever feels right for you. So today's reading, we're looking at your romantic person. There's no contact. What would they like to say to you if they were in a position to? So let's do our first card. Okay, so this card says forgiving and learning, and it says, as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. So forgiving and learning. So I think the first thing that I'm getting with this card is that they are actually in a place where maybe they want to say thank you, that somehow, although the situation that you were in, the relationship was maybe difficult, or maybe wasn't a great relationship, or maybe it was, but there was something about it that, the way it ended maybe, or the way it was, that they learnt something from it, as it was the catalyst required to learn something for themselves in some way, and that was something to do with learning about themselves, and maybe there's a need for them to forgive, or there was a need for some sort of forgiveness, and that they want to say thank you because they feel they're in that place now where they can appreciate that that experience has helped them to learn something, and also some kind of forgiveness, and they're hoping maybe that that is how you can look on the situation as well, that you can see it as something that is needing to now be forgiven, healed and released, so that you can kind of let it all go and move forward in a more positive way. And they are, if they could, they are saying, I think they're saying that, you know, I've been able to get that from the experience that I had with you, and I want to thank you for that, even though it may not have seemed like that at the time, or we may not have had that kind of experience at the time, or we may not have expressed ourselves in that way at the time. Now I'm feeling in a space where I can kind of let things go in a more sort of hopeful, harmonious and positive way, and I'm hoping that you can do the same. This here, I don't know if you can see this image. Okay, so it's on the back, it says power. You instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. So I'm sensing that this relationship, maybe there was some sort of power imbalance in the relationship, because if you look at that image, you can clearly see that somebody has the upper hand, somebody feels more in control, and somebody feels more controlled. So maybe there was some situation where you or them felt that you had to walk away because there was a power imbalance, and it wasn't a healthy one, really. And maybe they're saying that if it was you that had to walk away, pile number 2, then they may be saying, look, you know, I get it now. I get that you needed to get away because this wasn't the right situation for us. It wasn't a healthy situation for us. Yeah, so that's kind of what they're saying. I think I get a sense of this kind of with these two cards, that they kind of recognise that things were not right in the situation, and that it's a time to release, let it go, and also to know that the dynamics weren't quite right, and they realise that now. I think that's what they would like to say. Okay, tiny triumphs, which shows a mouse that's kind of like very large, and this bird on their hand. Again, it's sort of like a sort of huge contrast, isn't it, in kind of power, really, in the status, really. So I'm just wondering, with this, in this relationship, they kind of recognise they'd like to say to you is, I recognise the power imbalances, and maybe I was the one that thought I had all the power, or behaved as if I had all the power, maybe didn't treat you right. Maybe I need to I would like maybe for you to forgive me about that. I've learnt from that. I'd like to hope that you would forgive me, that you would recognise that I now know that maybe that was the wrong way to behave, to treat you in a way where I made you feel maybe I made you feel inferior in some way, or maybe I made you feel like you were insignificant in some way, or maybe I just kind of used you in some way, or I used my power in the wrong way in the relationship, and I now realise that I shouldn't have done that, and I hope that you can forgive me. I think that's maybe what they're saying as well. I hope that you can forgive me, and I hope we can forgive each other. I hope we can heal. I want to be able to heal. I recognise this dynamic was not the right dynamic. It's not the way to have a healthy relationship. And my little tiny triumphs, things that I did that I thought just gave me a quick hit and a quick fix and made me feel good, but maybe didn't make you feel so good. I recognise that was not the right way to be, and I want to say that I'm sorry for that. I shouldn't have done that, and I hope that you would accept that I would like you to feel that I'm sorry and that you will forgive me. Okay, so we have here the bear. The bear. Now the bear is somebody coming out of hibernation, and again what I'm feeling is I feel like your person is hoping that maybe the two of you from this situation, if it's been a difficult situation, a difficult breakup, that you are now both in a position, again it goes with this forgiving and learning, to come out of that period of healing and start anew. The bear is coming out of the cave and they are beginning anew, they're starting a new season. And I feel that he or she, whoever your person is hoping that you can both put that past situation behind you and begin again. Yeah, to recognise that there was a time to go inward, to heal. There were a lot of wounds maybe to heal from, but it's time now, and they're hoping it's time for you to move out and start something new. And that they see you as somebody who had a lot of fantastic qualities, actually. Somebody who was very caring, somebody who was very protective, somebody who again, who they maybe didn't recognise properly at the time. Maybe you have children with this person, because bear always reminds me of Mama Bear and little bear cubs, so maybe there is a family in this situation, and they see you very much as being an incredibly, if you are a parent, they see you as being a very incredible parent, and they just want to show their appreciation of that now, and they would like to tell you that. They would like to tell you that they think you're a wonderful parent, and also, if you're not a parent, a wonderfully nurturing, caring individual that they now recognise that maybe they didn't before. Okay, so let's have a look at this. So we've got, so we've got the Six of Cups. So there is a lot of them also saying, look, I have such a strong, even though all this has gone on before, I have such a strong feeling of connection to you still, and feeling of love to you still, and feeling of, happiness. I have a lot of nostalgia about our relationship. I have a lot of happy memories despite all this that may have gone on. I have a lot of happy memories about you and about our relationship. Maybe I've known you for a long time, maybe there's a lot of history between us, and I have a lot of good memories before maybe anything happened that was not quite right in the situation. I still hark back to that. I still have those fantastic memories, and I just want you to know that before anything else happened and maybe tainted the situation. Three of Pentacles. Yeah, I kind of miss the way maybe before we used to, we were together, we used to be together, we used to collaborate together, the way we used to talk and connect with each other. I still miss that. I think about that. I wonder, and I wish that we could have done that better. Maybe in some situations within the relationship, I wish we could have talked more, connected more, done more. I wish I could have done more, maybe, to keep the relationship going, to keep the happiness within the relationship. So I still think about that. And I kind of want you to know about that. But I still have my fears, my doubts, my worries, my, I am maybe feeling also, stuck in some way. Maybe I'm feeling stuck in some way, even though I've had all this forgiving and learning, and I feel like it's time to progress. Maybe part of me is still stuck in that situation, still stuck in that relationship, but there's fears for me still in that relationship. So although I have these happy memories, there are still fears for me, and maybe some sort of limiting beliefs about the relationship. So maybe I'm feeling quite low, maybe my mood is feeling quite low, and I'm very worried and anxious possibly about returning to the situation if that were even on the table. So I'm sort of, again, this kind of waiting, kind of stuck energy. You know, I want to move forward. But I'm still kind of stuck. I'm not really sure. I'm sort of, you know, maybe there are choices for me and I don't really know. I can't be certain that I would want to return back to the situation with you, even if that were something that was, like I say, that was on the table, really. Because there were elements of it, maybe, you know, the way in which the dynamic was, the power dynamic was, that would make me feel worried or scared about doing that. And so I'm sort of in this kind of, I feel like I'm in this, they're sort of saying, they'd be saying I'm kind of in this limbo state. I'm not really sure, because my fears and worries are holding me back. If it was something about going back to the relationship. And we have here temperance. Yeah, I mean, there is this kind of feeling that, you know, they want balance. They want to get out of this stuck state, this anxious state, and they want balance in themselves. They recognise that that might take a lot of kind of a lot of different things that they have to do and put together in some way to get balance. So maybe they're recognising that to have that balance, there's a lot of elements to the situation, really, that they would need to level out to get balance in there. So maybe they're thinking, well, you know, there's just a lot that I would have to do to get balance back into this situation. I'd love to have it. I'd love us to get to that place. I'd love us to be able to work together to get to a sense of balance. But I know that there's a lot that we both have to do to, you know, to make that balance come about, to make that. Also, there needs to be some kind of, I recognise, you know, there may be certain ways in which I behave that have to be moderated in some way, that have to be, that I have to be more balanced as an individual if I were to come back into the relationship, and I'm not sure that I would be able to do that. That's the sense that I'm getting. You know, I have learned a lot, but I'm not sure that I'm in a place to be able to go back into a situation, because I know I'd need to be very different in that situation, and I'm not sure that I'm there yet. That's interesting. So now the last card is the Devil. Okay, so yeah, so this is really just what I was saying. I think they'd say, look, I still, although I've done a lot of work on myself, although I've done a lot of healing, I know, I hope that you forgive me. I hope this can be forgiveness. I just feel still, though, that there are certain, I mean, maybe they had certain addictions or certain behaviours in the relationship, because it would kind of go with this power imbalance, this dynamic. You know, somebody here is a slave to something there, aren't they? They're a slave to that, whatever that thing is. There's a snake around them. So they're a slave to some sort of something. And again, that's confirmed by the Devil. So maybe they're saying, look, you know, I haven't completely balanced myself out. I haven't completely balanced myself out. I still have all these worries and fears and doubts. I'm still chained to certain patterns, certain negative patterns of behaviour, which mean that I am, you know, even though I have all these beautiful memories of us, I have all these happy memories of us, maybe of a time before we got into this situation where it was difficult, but I am not able to still have better control of myself so that I would come back into the situation in a balanced way. And I recognise that maybe because of that we need to forgive or learn. If you can forgive me, I hope you can forgive me. That's kind of what I'm asking for, that you'll be able to forgive me, maybe of the things that I've done that weren't right. But I recognise that if I were to go back into the situation with you, I might slip back into that. So I need to focus on myself, and I want you to focus on yourself, and for us to move as positively as we can forward, but to kind of, you know, release each other and maybe heal or learn from that situation, because the way I'm at the moment, I just don't feel I'm able to come back into the situation and give you what you deserve. Okay, pile number 2, that has been your reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do hit the subscribe button if you have, and I'll see you in your next reading. Have a good day. Bye. Hey, pile number 3, and welcome back to your reading. So you chose this pile with this little red glass stone here. So let's move the green one over there. So this is your pile. Okay, so just to say, you know, if you feel you like the reading and, you know, you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button, then please do, because it just really means that the channel can grow, that I've got time to be able to do the videos and the readings and to get the messages out there if I can see the channel growing. So please do hit the subscribe button, particularly if you like the video or the reading. But let's get straight to today's reading. So it's a no contact situation with your person of interest, your love interest, and you're wondering, you know, what would they say to you, what would they tell you if they could, if they were in a position to. Okay, so let's get going with the first card. Oh, so this is honeymoon, and it says at the bottom, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Okay, so maybe they will be saying, I want to start again with you, because the honeymoon is really the start of something, isn't it? The start of the marriage. They want to get back. I'd like to get back to a time when we were in that kind of blissful honeymoon stage, or I want to start again with you. I think we can start again. I'm hoping we can start again. This is something that I want. I want to bring back the romance. I want to bring back the good times. I want to bring back that feeling that maybe we had at the beginning of the relationship, where it was just, you know, it was just blissful. Yeah, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. I want to get back to that part of our relationship. I want to come back to you in that way. I want to start. Maybe they want to even honeymoon. Maybe they even want to come back and propose or offer marriage in some way. That could also be what they are wanting to say. Now, you had 2 of these cards, where the other groups only had 1. This one says balance. It says, and it's got the yin and the yang there, so it says, love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. So maybe they want to say, look, I know now, I recognise now that, you know, there's going to be tough times, there's going to be good, there's going to be bad times, there's going to be times when we agree, times when we don't, and I want us to know that, and to not feel that we have to you know, go at the first sign of trouble. There's, you know, a relationship is about being balanced. It's about balancing, you know, light and dark. You know, and maybe I didn't realise that before. Maybe I was too quick to let the relationship go based on maybe a little bit of a rocky patch or something like that. But now I recognise that balance is important, and that relationships are not always going to be rosy, and that, you know, it's about dealing with those challenges together and supporting each other and communicating well together. And we, you know, and if we do that, I now know that if we do that, we can get back. We could get back to this honeymoon stage. This says healing. So it says, imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light, feeling your relationship being healed this very moment. So again, it's this feeling that, you know, I want us to heal. I want us to reconcile. I do feel like there's a strong reconciliation feeling in this pile. And they're also missing you. I think they're really missing you, maybe missing the physical side of the relationship for sure. But not just that, you know, they want the relationship to work. They want it to get back, and they maybe see a long-term future, or hoping maybe for a long-term future with you, and that getting back together again would maybe be the start of something, or the start of something long-term, because we have this kind of whole honeymoon card, which yes does talk about a honeymoon period, but does also talk about the start of a marriage and a long-term relationship. So I feel that they are wanting to say to you, look, I know that we've had our difficulties in the past, but you know, a relationship is about light and shade. I want us to be able to work on making this balanced. I want us to be able to heal. I'm hoping that you want that too. I think that's what I'm getting from this. New directions. Now what I'm feeling with this is that maybe what they're saying is, I want the relationship to go in a new direction. So when we come back together, I want it to be a new direction. Or maybe they're worried and there's some fears here and they're saying, I hope that you haven't gone in a new direction. I hope you haven't flown away from me, because this is kind of like a wish, isn't it here? This person is, you know, when you blow that, is it a dandelion you blow and, you know, you make a wish. So maybe they're making a wish for a new direction with you, and they're wishing and hoping that you have not gone in a new direction yourself and away from them. That also could be what they would like to say to you. You know, I really hope that you are still there for me. Cheetah. I want to come forward towards you very quickly. The cheetah is all about speed, and if you look at that, there's a lot of passion, because all of this is red behind the cheetah, and they are very, very, very focused in moving forward at speed. So I want to come towards you passionately and at speed, because, you know, you are my focus. You are my focus, and I feel a lot of yeah, there's a lot of sexual passion and physical passion in this pile. I think they are wanting, there is that a lot of chemistry, I think, with this particular pile. Okay, so let's see what it says in the tarot. Oh, Knight of Cups. I am wanting to come towards you, a bit like I said with the cheetah. I feel love towards you. I feel a renewed, there is romance here, because we have the honeymoon and the Knight of Cups, you know. I feel a strong sense of love and romance, and I want to make an offer to you again. I want to renew our relationship again. I feel strongly, I am, my heart is touched by our relationship, and I want to show you that. I want to show you that in words, in deeds, and in action. I want to come towards you with love. I'm hoping that nobody else is coming towards you with love. Maybe I'm suspecting or thinking or feeling that you have moved on in love, and that somebody else is around you, or that you have other suitors around you, and I'm hoping that that's not the case. King of Rods or King of Wands. So again, you know, there might be some fear or worry within them that you have got lots of other admirers, and that would worry them. That's kind of what they're thinking. I think what they would say to you is, you know, they might say to you, you know, are there other people around? Are there other people around that you that would be interested in you? And why wouldn't there be? Because you're such a beautiful, sexy. I do feel this person is. I know that sexy isn't a word that. Funnily enough, I did use that word in pile number 1, so you might want to look at pile number 1. But I didn't actually. Something's come up on my screen there. I don't know what that's about. I'm going to do that. Yeah, sexy isn't really a word that I generally use much, but I used it in pile number 1, so check out pile number 1. But yeah, they see you as a sort of sexy person, physically very attractive, and I think they would say to you, you know, they would want to know, I think there might be a bit of jealousy here, they would want to know, you know, do you have all these other admirers? And if you do, I can do that. I can offer romance, I can offer you excitement, I can offer you passion, just as much as they can. And I want you to remember that. That's what they would like to say, is I want you to remember that. And they might feel, you know, if you're already in another relationship, pile number 3, they might be feeling like, hey, you know, I also have those qualities, and I want to be able to show you that I've got those qualities too. There is a chance for us. I hope that you are not in a honeymoon period with somebody else. I hope there's not something else going on with somebody else, and that you've gone on a new direction with somebody else, because You know, I want to come at you with speed, and I want to show you that, you know, I want this relationship, you know, to reconcile and for it to go to the next level, and that we can work our differences out. Ace of Pentacles, yeah, I want to offer you something concrete. I want to come in, I want to offer you something concrete, something stable that maybe I didn't offer you before, or that maybe wasn't clear before, or that maybe I took you for granted before. Maybe we didn't have the kind of relationship that was worthy of you before. And maybe I ran away too quickly, maybe I left it too quickly, maybe I didn't give it the time and attention that I should have done, but I want to now. Because the Ace of Pentacles is about offering something stable, solid, reliable. It's the beginning of something. Again, with the honeymoon card, it's the seed, it's the start. I want the romance, but I also want the stability of this relationship, and I don't want you to have it with somebody else. I want transformation. We have the Death card. I want change and transformation, but I'm worried and I'm frightened that this might be a relationship to you that is kind of dead in the water, that you might have actually moved on. So there's a lot of fear in me that you have moved on with somebody else. You might even be dating other people. They might know that you're dating other people, and that makes them jealous. And they want transformation. They want to come forward and show you that this relationship can be different. It can rise up, it can begin anew, and they can offer you everything and more than any other suitors might be offering you at this time. That's what they want to say. And they're willing to fight. They're willing to stand up and fight for you. They are willing to meet the challenge, and to show you and defend the situation, defend the relationship, and to step up. That is what they're willing to do. They know it might be difficult. They are very well aware that it might be difficult, because you've got all these wands in the back behind them. They know there are a lot of challenges to them coming towards you and to starting up again. They are more than aware of that, but they want to try. They are willing to put their best foot forward and give it a go. That's what they want to tell you. They want to say, I want to fight for you. I want to fight for us, because I think it's worth it, even though I know it could be difficult, but you're worth it. That's what they're saying. You are definitely worth it. Yeah, 3 of Wands. I am, looking out into the distance towards us. I am looking out. I may have even begun my journey towards you. I may have even begun that and started that. Perhaps I've laid a few seeds. Perhaps I've sent a few texts, called you a few times, checked you out on social media. I've begun that pursuit and that journey back towards you. I am on my way towards you. Please give me a chance. Please give me a chance to prove myself. Please give me a chance to prove myself. Let me fight for you. Let me show you that I have all that. I think we can get back on track. Let me show you that I think we can get back on track, and we can begin again. Because I feel that this situation is something that I do not want to let go of. I don't want to let go of it. I want to keep hold of it. But I'm also realistic. And despite all this willingness to fight and to give it my best shot, I know there's a chance that you might not want to take me back, or that it might not pan out the way I now want it to, but I am not going to give up without a fight. And I really hope that you will give me a chance, that you will listen to me, and allow me to make my case to you, to make my case about why I think our relationship is not something that we should at this point give up on. Obviously, pile number 3, it's, you know, these readings are all about just giving you more insight, aren't they, into the situation, but, you know, you make your own choices. But this is what I think your person would say to you if they were able to. So that is the end of your reading. If you have liked it, please do hit the subscribe button, as I said before. Otherwise, have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye for now.